Things done. I've said at the beginning of this campaign, change doesn't happen from the top. It happens from the bottom up. If all of you are involved and engaged, then we will make sure that we can bring about the changes that we've been talking about. All right, you get the last question. This guy's been had his hand up the whole time. Hold on a second. Go ahead. I love you back. Thank you. Here.
Thank you. I'll hold it. I got it. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming to Michigan. I also want to say that you inspire me in more ways that you'll ever know.
I appreciate that.
I am an ex-offender. I did 13 years in prison for a pair of gym shoes and a set of bed sheets. Since I've been home from prison in the last 3 years, I put over maybe 10,000 to 12,000 people to work. Every single day I put people to work because you inspire me to do that. What made me come here today is because I heard you months ago when I first came home from prison that you are concerned about prison reentry programs. And as you know, in Michigan, jobs is one of the greatest concerns that we have. You can imagine how difficult it is for an ex-offender, someone that's convicted of a crime, to find a job. What are you going to do to help prisoner reentry programs so that we can reduce crime and recidivism by introducing our brothers to employment opportunities that will improve the quality of their life? Okay. And also to show my appreciation for you and all that you do for us, because if Martin Luther King was here today, he would say thank you for being a part of his dream. And I want to give you this T-shirt, sir.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll gather it up after. Thank you very much, and I'm glad you're doing that good work. And you're a good example of what's possible. You know, it is very important for us to think about how much of a drain on our economy is being created because of the huge numbers of young people who are being imprisoned, who are then rendered economically unemployable because of a felony record. Now, that's not being smart on crime. I hear you. I appreciate you. Now, if somebody commits a violent act, they have to be punished. And I have no patience with violent crime. I really don't. I think that communities are terrorized by violent crime, and when people resort to violence, they have to pay the price. I also think, though, that we've got a huge prison population that is being created in part because of nonviolent drug offenses, and if we're going to be smart on crime, then we've got to think about, first of all, are there ways that we can keep people out of trouble in the first place? What are we doing in terms of education and prevention programs for our kids? Have we set up enough after-school programs so that they have something to do after school? Do we have summer jobs programs for our young people so that they can get on the right track? Are we working with our high schools to set up apprenticeship programs and mentorship programs to give kids a sense of direction in their lives? If somebody is a first-time nonviolent drug offender, are we thinking about things like drug courts that give them treatment and supervision as opposed to sending them into a jail that gives them an advanced degree in criminality? All right? That's not being soft on crime, that's being smart on crime. Trying to steer people away from crime. Now, once somebody has committed a crime, then they have to pay the penalty. And we should be tough on that. But we're not being tough on it when you've got prisoners who are illiterate and we decide we're going to cut funding for education programs inside the prisons so that they can get literate and potentially get a job. That's not being tough, that's being stupid when it comes to crime. We should want to have transition programs when somebody's been released and they've served their time to help give them some job skills, to help them stabilize themselves, to help them stay drug-free or substance-free, and to then work with employers who are going to need more workers in certain industries. Potentially the government can serve as a sponsor for these individuals working for private employers. So there are a whole bunch of programs that myself and Joe Biden and others have been working on at the federal level. We want to partner with local and state officials to do this. But remember what I said at the outset. The most important way to deal with this problem is to keep our kids out of trouble in the first place. And let me end by saying this. Government can't do it all. Our schools can't do it all. Parents, we need you to parent. Fathers, we need you to father. Don't blame somebody else if your child is getting into trouble. You've got to show some authority in the home.